Hey, what's going on, guys? Another week of training. We got an AMRAP deadlift set here, block deadlifts, purple bands. I'm sure you guys have seen what they weigh at the top, about 40 pounds a piece, so you can add 80 pounds at the top. I'm not putting too much merit into that. I'm just trying to get stronger. I can't take credit for this idea of the one AMRAP per week. That came from my pal Spencer Graziano. We had been talking, about my deadlifts and lower body training in general, and obviously I'm dealing with this greater trochanter issue, the lateral hip pain, which is prohibiting my usual, front squats, back squats, cleans, this kind of thing. So I was kind of on like a linear 5x5 type of deal on deadlifts, and I just was consistently running into issues where I felt like I was underdosed. And then something would happen with life, or I would get a little bang or a bruise to where I couldn't do it, as intense as I wanted to. So I said, I really, really just want to get, a good lower body stimulus, want to keep the hip healing and trending in the right direction, and he had suggested this idea of going to the one AMRAP a week, basically, and it's working, man. It's definitely doing what I intended it to do. I enjoy it very much. You guys saw some Penlay rows after that, accessory work. Next day of the training week, Monday, in my reverse band incline with straight weight back offs as part of a 3-day-a-week incline program that I'm running to build a 300-pound incline press. So enjoying that. I did a push press after 3x3 ascending. Then I'm microdosing jumps. I think I way over-relied on jumps before, exhausted that stimulus. And right now I'm just kind of trying to maintain it, if you will. I got some reactive jumps, tendon-driven jumps. Then I got these muscle-driven, forceful, higher box jumps, really just kind of trying to stick the landing, land gracefully, do as much vertical jumping as possible and not make it just a knee tuck exercise, because that's what a lot of athletes do when they do box jumps, is they'll just run up to it and tuck their knees as hard as possible, and then they've convinced themselves that they have this giant vertical, when in reality you've just mastered the skill of jumping up onto a box by tucking your knees, right? So tricep extensions after that. I got banded cleans, banded power cleans. I'm going to run this for a while, right? So obviously can't do big, giant, straight weight, full cleans right now, still with the hip. I can do power cleans, but it's just not a potent enough stimulus to drive home any sort of adaptation. So putting the bands on there again, something a little bit different. Training the quality of explosive power, right, and coordination of a clean, but not just that same straight weight stimulus that's going on over and over and over, right? When you do that, you just start running into accommodation, and I feel like you don't progress. This is my one squat set of the entire week. I do feel the hip a little bit, but not terribly bad. It's so light, right? It's 145 pounds of straight weight plus the blue bands, which I calculated at the top at about 40 pounds per. So you're at about 2.25 at the top, but again, who cares? I'm just maintaining what I can in terms of movement quality with the back squat here, while also getting a pretty darned good conditioning stimulus out of this. It's a 25 repper, so it definitely tests your intestinal fortitude. You start asking yourself questions as to what in the hell were you thinking? Why are you doing this? And what I really like about it is the exhaustion that the bar on your back creates kind of makes you forget all about your hip injury in general, right? No, but seriously, I think it's a really good thing, really good stimulus. I think there's a lot of value to super high rep sets like this. especially in a rehab context. Is this something that I would do all the time? No. If I was healthy, I'd be, trying to get 350, 360, 370, 380 plus, in the straight weight back squats. Probably still running some chains, some bands, this kind of thing, to change it up. But it definitely wouldn't be like this one set of 25. So you guys can see the set took quite a while, right? Because it's still going there. Moved on to some chin-ups. Just a little nifty linear progression here on the chin-ups. 5x3. I'm going to add 5 pounds every week until I can't do that anymore. Chin-ups, a little bit different than the pull-ups that I've been running for so long. Biasing those biceps, right? Trying to build biceps. So I went with the chin-ups. We got these incline bench curls that I've been progressing on. You'll see failure on the pin presses there. I actually failed 265 plus bands and 260 plus bands. My back offs, the 4x2, I went up across the board in those. So we're going to give that one more session, and if I stall again, then we're going to change out of that. Here's a new exercise, new-ish for me. I've been running it. This is just my second time doing it. Kind of a special strength lower body exercise for me, specific to positions I'm in rugby and being able to provide force with the hips and the quads without deep squatting there. I worked up to 385 single plus the bands. Goal with that is to get to over 400 and just keep running on that. And then we'll see where we go with those Zerchers. Me and the fam took an impromptu trip to our favorite place in Mexico over the weekend, and I used the gym for one of the 2 days I was there. I actually had planned to take a little deload, but I got in a pressing slash more leg rehabilitative stuff type of session. Definitely not really moving the needle in any way, shape, or form with that. Off program. Some would say it's better than nothing. Others would have just argued, just rest, right? But it is what it is, man. I love training, so we'll pass the time. It definitely passes the time. There was another workout before this one that wasn't taped that I did at work. That was a back and bicep workout. So this was kind of a push and leg workout. So just trying to get it all in. This maxed out their machine with 200 pounds for whatever the hell that's worth. Who knows what the weights of these commercial machines are anyways. Who gives a shit? Did 3 sets of 8 with that, with the max out on the incline position there. And then I did a bunch of tricep push downs. You guys saw the jump rope. You saw the deep pause squats with goblet squats. Not really doing much of anything on that other than just passing the time. This was today's workout. AMRAP 355 plus the purples, block deadlifts, up from the 335 that you guys saw to start this video. I got this for 10. I'm kind of upset. I feel like I could have gotten it for 12, honestly. It was moving like a rocket, but I felt like I was going to pass out and decided we'll live to deadlift the other day. I don't think the wife would like coming out to the garage, seeing me passed out. She already doesn't like all the noise that I make out there anyways. So moved on to Penlay rows. Really loving these right now. So progressing them up. This was 4 sets of 6 with 2 1/4 on this. And then I did a AMRAP with 185. I think I got 13 or 14 reps with this. I can't really remember. And it wasn't the lats or the biceps or anything that gave out. It just was, again, that feeling of heart and lungs wanting to explode. I get super amped up for those AMRAPs, man. So I think from like an emotional standpoint and just, it almost feels like the same feeling I get before I start a rugby game. Very, very amped up, ready to roll. So I think that in and of itself is draining a bit. So, it takes away from the rest of the deal. Easy bar curls. I did 4 sets with 1 rep in reserve on these. I got 10, 8, and 8. And then I moved on to some forearm and neck work, which is not on tape. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. You know, this isn't the greatest training has ever been, but it's definitely not the worst. And I think it's teaching me how to, you know, do a bunch of different things, maintain qualities, bring certain things up while simultaneously maintaining others, and heal that damn hip. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.